Most people think that shooting a cup final is a big deal. And it is. But try doing 3 in the space of 72 hours. 3 venues, 3 sets of teams, 3 sets of expectations, and 1 very tired photographer trying to keep his autofocus and sanity intact. Let me take you back to about 3 weeks ago when the Somerset FA had put out a post on social media asking for some volunteer photographers to come by and shoot some of their County Cup finals. Me being me, emailed immediately asking what dates were available and what ones I could do. Got a response pretty quickly, and from there I ended up signing up for 5 finals over the course of 2 weeks. Now at the time I didn't really think much of it until Thursday last week, where I realised that I had 1 final on the Friday and then 2 on the Sunday. There was supposed to be a 3rd on the Sunday, but I was unable to do it, mostly because I wanted to spend time with my family that weekend, and honestly I think 3 finals back to back to back might have been a bit too much. No, it wasn't too bad. The Friday night was an easy one to do. Just down the road in Cheddar, so a 20-minute drive from my office, down the road, and I arrived at about 5:20, well early. Kickoff wasn't until 7:30, so I had about 2 hours to kill, which was great because that gave me a good enough time to talk to some of the players, to the managers, get a few pre-warm-up shots, and get myself in the right headspace. So, grabbed myself a cup of coffee, did a lap of the pitch to find the right place that I wanted to sit and set up, and got myself ready. When 7:30 came along, kickoff was fantastic. Always great to watch some live football, and both these teams really gave it their all. And Racehorse Rovers won the night against Odddown. Great game, ending in a 1-0 victory. Now I was able to get some good photos from this. Not a great deal because shooting in low light is stupidly difficult, especially with a D7-200 as your main body. Thankfully, the work was picked up by the 70-200mm Sigma that I was using, but still, there was a lot to be worked on. Lots of shots that were missed due to autofocus issues, and honestly switching the ISO so rapidly because half the pitch was shrouded in shadow whilst the other half was not, made it very difficult to get a consistent looking image. But it was an experience and I learned a lot from that. So I took that going into the 2 County Cup finals on the Sunday. Now the Sunday, I woke up tired. I was exhausted from the last 2 days. What I failed to mention was that on the Saturday, I actually shot a K-pop dance showcase for my little sister, which again was a completely new experience, but something I may touch on in a later video. This one was an early kickoff, 11 o'clock. Now, it was about a 35, maybe a 45-minute drive away from my house, down in Brislington in Bristol. Now, thankfully I know the area well because I went to the college right round the corner from the football club. So, drove down nice and early, left at 8:30 in the morning, got there for about 9:15, and again, very early considering that kickoff was at 11. So I took the time to stop off into Starbucks and get a little bit of editing done. Now this editing was obviously for the K-pop showcase the day before, and I forgot to mention that on the Friday, once I finished shooting the County Cup final match on Friday night in Cheddar, drove home 20-25 minutes, stayed up, edited and sent and delivered the final, I think it was like 78 photos I ended up with that were passable in my eyes, and delivered all 78 photos to the Somerset FA by about 11:30 PM, maybe even close to midnight. Either way, finished the match, drive home, edit, upload, sent and delivered, all before the end of the night. Not bad. So yes, Sunday. Was a little early, so went to Starbucks, grabbed a coffee, did a little editing, and arrived at the ground for around about, I think it was like 9:45. At this point, the Somerset FA were setting up the pitch ready for the day's matches. Again, took this early opportunity to take a little walk around the pitch, find the best shooting angles, best spots to set up for, and set up shop, get my camera ready, and prepared myself for the 2 matches that were to come. Game 1 went by in a flash. Before I knew it, we were already in the penalty shootout after having drawn at the end of the 70 minutes. This was an under 13s game, so they play 35 minutes each way. And honestly, first time I've shot a penalty shootout from the sidelines instead of being directly behind the net. Now the penalty shootout was fantastic, a couple of fantastic saves in there, and honestly, loved it. Then we had a little break between the matches, so darted straight into the clubhouse, whacked out the laptop, put in the SD card, and started the editing immediately. I think I got to about 80% of the way through the last match before the next one was very nearly time to kick off. So, closed the laptop, put the SD card back into the camera, and away we go again. Again, another 35-minute each way match because it was under 14s this time, but again, it flew by. This time my focus was a little bit off because I was feeling very jaded and tired, mostly because I've been focusing so hard, and you can't stop for even a second, otherwise you might miss something. So focused, got the shots, and again it went to penalties. So I took what I learned from the first penalty shootout the first time in the first match, adapted it into the second, and the shots came out much better. Now to get home, edit, upload. So again, I think we finished at around about 4:45 by the time I was in the car and I was driving home. So I think I got home for about 5:30ish. No, must have been 4:45, so I must have got home for about 4:30. That's closer. From that point, memory card in, the laptop, plug it in, edit the rest of the first match, edit the second match, and upload. And I think I managed to upload them all by about 9 PM that night. It was exhausting. It's not something that I would ideally do, is to get the same day turnaround on photos. Usually what I would like to do is take the time between shooting the match and uploading to be about 24 to 48 hours. It gives me time to actually go through them, breathe, look at them with fresh eyes. But I was sort of feeling the buzz from the whole weekend, and so I thought it best to get them uploaded and out to the client as quick as possible. Turned out great, because some of the photos were real bangers. Loved it. Loved them a lot, and so did some of the players, which again makes this whole process so much easier. What the whole weekend really taught me though was that I probably need to manage my time a little bit better. Probably won't do 3 cup finals in the space of a weekend anytime soon, mostly because of the mental toll that it takes on you. Whilst it may seem like it's a very easy job, doing photography for a whole weekend non-stop is exhausting. It also takes it out of you emotionally. 3 cup finals where you've got the crowd behind you cheering them on, you've got the players giving it their all. You need to be razor sharp and focused at all times, otherwise you might miss a pivotal moment. You can't afford to do it. So, you need to be switched on. But my confidence shooting sports, mostly football, has risen. It's been a little while since I actually shot a full game, and so having this weekend as practice really helped me to build my confidence up, ready for next season. 3 finals in 72 hours nearly broke me, but it reminded me why I love this job. The pressure, the moments, the stories. And if you're a photographer watching this, trust me, You're more capable than you think you are.